Hi and welcome. In our second video today, we are going to be going through the winning deck in Masters Liverpool 2017 Regionals. Rick Verwaal, congratulations. First place out of a field of around about 400. And it's a standard format Drampa-Garbodor, but is it really as standard as we may be led to believe? Because obviously Drampa-Garbodor is very, very dominant in this format at this moment in time. Let's just take a look. First and foremost, we'll see that we've got three Drampa-GX. Obviously, not like in the other video that we did earlier today. We're going through all three Drampa just to cope with any possible mirror matches. Drampa, one of the best starters in the game right now. We've got Righteous Edge 20, discard a special energy card. Such a powerful attack, and then Berserk, potential 150, 180. And just to get yourself out of a really sticky situation, Big Wheel GX, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 10 cards. So we've got the Berserk, and what we need to do is we need to try and then figure out how it was that that Rick actually managed to get the damage on. And we've seen various different combinations of Rainbow Energy and Team Magma Secret Base in different decks. And what's really interesting is that Rick went for 2 Team Magma Secret Base. And I can actually understand this. There were a lot of Ninetales, there was quite a few grass decks that were being played at the regionals, and so sometimes it's really, really important to default that stadium out of its spot. When I played Birmingham Regionals, I focused on maxing out on Team Magma Secret Base. And it was just really, really useful, you know, just to get rid of, say, for example, Altar of the Moon. If your opponent plays something like that, give them free retreat all throughout the game. It was just, you know, it would just be a real pain if you wanted to Lysandre up a target and then just maybe knock it, you know, and knock it out in 2 hits. Team Magma Secret Base was a nice, interesting addition. There's 2 in here. And then you also have 2 Rainbow Energy just to get that extra damage. You know, if you aren't under pressure, you don't have to put that damage counter or get that damage counter there and then. You can use Rainbow Energy. Now, what's interesting is that the Rainbow Energy count has actually been dropped to 2. Now, if that's been dropped to 2, that then makes space for the Super Rod. So in this build, you actually have Super Rod and you have Rescue Stretcher as well. Now, some players actually avoid Super Rod because they may think, you know, Rescue Stretcher just does it. We're going to max out on Rainbow Energies. It's absolutely fine. But then there's also space for things like Delinquent as well. So Delinquent ties in quite nicely with the fact that you've only got 2 Magma Secret Base. Maybe you don't need it anymore, or you just need that surprise Delinquent if you get, you know, you get your opponent drawing to a very, very low number. You want to try and put them into a very, very difficult position. It's there. So that was really, really interesting. Also turns the BS Seeker into a card that defaults to the stadium. So very interesting. I can see why it was that he seemed to have a slight advantage over Ninetales. Now, it's interesting because in the finals, a lot of people suggested that Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales GX deck that he was up against would actually be the overall winner. And Rick not only won that match, but he won it pretty comprehensively with 2-0 in the series. So if you're having trouble with Alolan Ninetales, maybe and if you're a Drampa-Garbodor player, give this version a whirl. I like the addition of Team Grunt as well. Team Grunt was a card that I included in my version, and this was based upon the fact that this would be very, very strong in the mirror as well. Discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So all in all, we've got a fairly stable mix of Drampa-Garbodor. Obviously, Trashalanche being the prominent attacker, 20 damage times for each 20 damage for each item card in your opponent's discard pile. Very strong attack, and you just basically have to try and get as many options for attacking as possible. And what was also interesting was that Rick went for a Brigette. Brigette seems to be the acceptable go-to supporter when it comes to Lele and getting that turn 1 bench. So Brigette seems to be it. Perhaps what you'd have to do is you'd have to get, you know, your 2 Drampa-GX out, and also a Trubbish. You're not in too much of a hurry to get Trubbish out. They do come out eventually. Do take that compromise with not being able to have immediacy with Tapu Lele, but there's so many ends in the deck, and your opponent is also playing lots and lots of ends you anticipate, so you should be able to get out of trouble, so to speak, in that early game. You got one Garbatoxin, sometimes flaunted with the idea of raising it to 2, depending on what the metagame is, but 1 just seems to be the standard. Everyone seems to be happy with that. If it's prize, then you just work around it. So we also have a drop to 3 choice band. Again, that seems to be quite that seems to be the way in which people are heading with Drampa-Garbodor, just to make sure that they have the space. And you also have Teammates, which is an absolutely brilliant card to have as an inclusion. So again, Teammates, just to get you back into the game, really, really good card. Max out on Sycamore, 2 Lysandre being the standard as well. 4 Floatstone, maxed out VSC, maxed out on Ultra Ball. 2 Field Blower being the standard, and also Rescue Stretcher as well. Rescue Stretcher is just one of those brilliant cards from Guardians Rising that everyone has now really appreciated. The energy count does seem a little bit lower than anticipated with the Rainbow Energy, taking it down to 7, but you do have recovery through the Super Rod. This is a deck that I think will be doing really, really well at Worlds. Obviously, we do have the impact of the new set, Bunny Shadows, but for now, I think this will be a really good direction to take your playtesting, because it should be a pretty finalized list, and a lot of people may want to go with what they know as well. So huge congratulations to Rick Verwaal, an established and frequent Worlds player. I think this is potentially his breakthrough moment, although he has accomplished a lot in the game with good runs at the ECC, and also multiple participation at Worlds. I think this is the moment where he's won something and everyone's heard about it. Definitely will be looking out for Rick's name in the future. Huge congratulations once again to him for winning the Liverpool Regionals 400 player tournament. It's not an easy feat to do. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, please pop them in the comments section. I hope you like the quick review. And please subscribe. It will be great to have your support that way for our channel. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.